What's up, everyone? Make a little video here about understanding your demographic when you're trying to find something. If I'm looking for, little Weinstein stuff, right? Newer kid stuff, I wouldn't necessarily go to an estate sale of an elderly person, right? If that makes any sense. So I guess this works with being kind of clear on what you're trying to go after, right? So if I'm looking for, let's say for instance, like a name brand purse or some name brand newer shoes, it's kind of the same thing. I wouldn't necessarily go to an elderly person's estate sale. I would more than likely go to where the rich folks live, right? It only kind of makes sense. Rich folks kind of have money. They can afford some of the more expensive things. They tend to rotate these items a lot more. Sometimes they don't see the value in some of this stuff, right? And so it gives you an opportunity to come in and get stuff relatively cheap. Most importantly, it allows you to build these relationships with these people that are cycling a lot of this stuff relatively quickly and cheap. But it works really well when you really kind of understand the mindset behind really kind of being very clear on exactly what you're looking for. And I've had a lot of success finding stuff by a certain demographic. For me, I enjoy the older demographic. They're very knowledgeable on typically the topics that I'm interested in a sense. They've kind of been around the block. They've seen a lot of the evolution with buying and selling. They tend to be a little unique, right? Interesting. They have a lot of cool stuff, right? And so it's just something over time and over the last 15 or 20 years, I've been able to really kind of appreciate the older demographic. And so I really kind of focus a lot of my attention on that demographic, right? And so as you break that demographic down into different niches, it really kind of brings up a lot of opportunities. When you get clear and understand kind of what it is exactly you're looking for, all of the other stuff just kind of starts falling into place, right? And so if I was looking for something, it'd be kind of broad in the sense, right? Because you're trying to catch someone in essentially like a big drag net, right? And so if you start being very fine, like a specific type of baseball card, right? Not everyone in a card collection necessarily knows what they have, right? People pass away, kids inherit collections that they'll end up reselling. There's just so many variables. And so when you get broad in the sense, so specific in the sense that, okay, I want to resell sports cards. I want to resell sports cards, and I want to do basketball, baseball, football, right? And I want to do it within certain years. And so clear is in that sense, but broad as in sports card collections from the mid-2000s to the 70s, right? And so it leaves a wide range, like a big catch net to try to catch someone. When someone replies to you, or when you're out and about and you're asking about some of this stuff, when you're specific, broad in a sense, right? Specific in the sense that you're targeting an older demographic in a garage sale, probably out in the country. Broad in the sense, do you have sports cards? It'll get these folks talking. And generally they will talk themselves into telling you that they have something else that you're more than likely interested in. And as you get experience in this, you're really just kind of looking for kind of keywords. And so I've built off some stuff by getting them to say yes, essentially, right? And it could come off, do you have stuff sitting or storage or someone passed away, just some general stuff, right? And once they start getting yes, they can start triggering themselves into thinking kind of about some other stuff that they have for sale. And so I like to use that when I'm out and about, when I'm out stopping at a garage sale, if I'm building a funnel online, if I'm out freestyle picking, someone having a car for sale by the road with a farmhouse and some other shit by it more than likely has more stuff. And so it'll allow you to kind of open up your opportunities to buy things where you're being a little bit more proactive than reactive and sitting around, waiting on these yard sales and estate sales and, auctions and all these things that, become busy because crowds go there. The whole idea here is, what works for me in this sense is getting someone to think about something before they know that they need to do something. And if you can catch them before they have a sale, before they realize they need to sell something, you could have a lot of luck with this, right? You essentially want to get in there before, you have 100 people stopping at these estate sales and these auctions and these things. It really just kind of allows you to really have the first dibs. It's really kind of all it comes down to. And then you start talking and networking, and obviously, this stuff generally leads to other things. The older folks love to talk. They generally have friends. They generally have kind of more of the same stuff you're looking for. So it works very well. So get clear in this sense, but kind of keep it broad. Kind of define some of the stuff that you want to accomplish, develop a plan to make it happen, and then work at it, execute it. And once you fail or once you learn from that, you go back to your plan and just kind of keep improving from that. Most importantly, if you'd like to really expedite the process, save a lot of money, look at ways to potentially start finding homes pre-market, cars pre-market, pretty much anything pre-market that you can imagine. Anything that you buy, I can find used. We're going to start having some courses and some classes, so I'm going to start allowing sign up for this. If you'd like to put your name on the list to get signed up, I would highly suggest it. I'm going to cap it. I'm not sure at the number yet, but probably 15, 20 people. I'm in a group that I could probably sell those out relatively quick, especially once I kind of pitch the value that's going to come from this, right? So stay tuned. There's a lot of really exciting stuff to come, and we're really going to dive into a lot of stuff on the secondhand side. So I appreciate you being here. Give this a like, a share, comment, questions, concerns, let me know. And thank you. Have a good one.